friends. I just realized I did not put my speaker in. So let me do that while I wait for you guys to join me. Let's get our little microphone set up so you guys can hear. Let's see. I think that should be good. Sorry if I just made a bunch of ruckus. There we go. Hello, hello, my friends. Let me just make sure all looks well here. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a good day. Hello. So it is a little warm today. Not too bad. The weekend was gorgeous. Actually, we had a wonderful humidity-free weekend, which is fantastic. You may have seen I posted on Sunday that Nate and I did some troll hunting, which was really fun. We found the 5 that were in Rhode Island, and that was actually really fun because they were like spaced out a little bit, so it was fun to kind of track them down and do a little. Most of the ride was the first 2 anyway were kind of scenic drives. Once we got there and like in between them, they were kind of, you know, back roads, and so it was nice to just kind of be out for a Sunday stroll finding trolls. Hello, Marcia. Thanks for joining me. So that is the highlight of my weekend. What was the highlight of your weekend? I'd love to know. You can go ahead and let me know in the comments. Today, I'm going to be featuring some pattern paper that has not got enough love, but it's really pretty. We still have a 15% off select designer series paper in cardstock sale that's going through the end of August, and it was just announced that there's going to be 2 times rewards for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. So starting tomorrow through Friday, if you place an order, instead of getting 10% back in rewards, you'll get 20% back in rewards, which is amazing, just in time for the new holiday catalog next month. So for instance, you have to spend at least $20 and then you get 10% back if you have an account. So if you spend $20, you would get $2 back in rewards typically. But for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you would get $4 back because it's double the rewards. So if you have anything on your wish list, any supplies you need to stock up, any paper you need, because some of the cardstock and designer series paper is on sale on top of that. So you'll get the sale price on the designer series paper, and still the double rewards will hold for those 3 days. So super exciting. And I definitely have some things I'm going to be ordering. Marcia, 51 years. That's amazing. I saw your wedding picture. Actually, it was so beautiful. So that is awesome. Congratulations and happy anniversary to you both. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start playing a little bit. I'm going to switch the camera around. Here we go. And we'll flop it down here. Hopefully you can see. So I thought we'd play with this one. I have not played with this paper as much as I would like. It is just a really pretty bold paper. It's a little bit more bold than what I would normally do. I was thinking when I'm looking through this, I might actually order some more of this tomorrow, because this is one of the ones that's 15% off this month. I might actually order some more because we're going to Costa Rica in April. And doesn't this look like very Costa Rica vibe paper, right? So I feel like I might save some of this and get some more, like stock up a little bit so I can use it for our trip next year. So that's the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip next year. And I'm super excited to go and actually have one of my team members that's attending this year. So that's going to be really, really fun. But I thought we would use some of these bits and bobs and pieces to do a fun layout. So let's go ahead and find some paper, some cardstock rather, that we'll use as our base. I'm thinking maybe one of the greens will probably make sense. So these are the colors that are in it. You've got basic black, berry burst, golden glow, old olive, peaceful pine, pecan pie, soft sea foam, and then also secret sea, which I actually don't have any secret sea cardstock, which is a problem because it's one of my favorite colors. And then of course white. So I have all the colors here to be able to make a card. And I think I might use a base that's green. So let's cut a traditional card base to start. And I have no idea what I'm doing today, you guys. So feel free to chime in. Hi, Scylla. I'm going to just cut this in half to do 2 basic cardstock bases, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. All right, so now we have a card base. I'll use my little bone folder to kind of get that to stay put. And then I'm thinking I might use a little piece of white, maybe 3 3/4 by 5, perhaps. We'll do 3 3/4. This might mean I have to do math, so this might not be good, but we'll see. I'm thinking actually maybe I'll keep it simple. So what I'm thinking is I want to use strips of the paper and just make a background with it. Could be a little tricky because these patterns are so bold, but I have some little bits and pieces here from previous projects, and I'll show you some of those projects after. Oh, I like this pattern, so I might have to see if I have any more of that somewhere. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, it's this piece here, so I don't know if that will work, but we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and cut some panels. I'm thinking maybe like, let's do, what did we cut this at? 5? Let's do 3/4 inch, or maybe we'll do inch. We'll start with inch. Let's do some inches. What's on the back? Yeah, I like this one too. So I'll cut 2 of these. Just trying to use up these little bits that I have. This is the same pattern, so I'm going to just set this one aside. I kind of want some different stuff. What's this one? All right, this is good. So, it's not big enough this way to go across, so let's cut it this way. What was this size? This is like 4, just shy of 4. So we'll say 3 7/8. I don't know what size I need it to be. And then we'll cut it 1 and 1. And I don't know what I'm doing, so this might change. I'm just cutting up some strips. All right, so we got that, and this. Or actually, I think I like this one better. We'll do that. What else do I got? This one's skinny, but I do like this, so let's go ahead and just cut that too. It's probably not a bad thing to have skinny or bold patterns. And we've got this, so let's cut a piece of that. I don't even know if all of these are going to fit, so we'll see. Those are kind of going the wrong direction, but it'll be fine. And I have this one. Maybe we'll do it up and down instead. I don't know. And we'll make it a horizontal card. This. So we've got that. And I don't know if I'm going to use all of these. I think I'm just going to use this piece because it's already here. And it's pretty much the size I needed. All right. So maybe we do it this way, friends. And let's just try and put some pieces together. No, I think I want a little line between them. So let's kind of, and I may have to trim them down a little bit more. That, I don't know, the peach is kind of way out in left field. That, and maybe this one. That one's too busy with that. I like it on the end. Maybe we do want the peach then. Or actually, maybe this one. I kind of like the peach, but I want to move them apart a little bit. So I think I want to trim them down a little bit. Or maybe I want this one in there. Like that, maybe? Then they actually fit. Okay. We could trim and probably get one more in here. But that's kind of a lot going on, I think. Let me just flip this because it feels like it should be going this way. Okay. I kind of like that. So you like the golden glow with this DSP? Yeah, it is really pretty with this. That's this one, in case anybody else wants to see. Golden glow is very pretty. Kind of pulls out the flower color, which is nice. All right, maybe we'll add some accents of that in. So I'm going to go ahead and tape these down for now. And I am going to leave that little one in the middle. We're just going to leave that. So what I'll do is I'm going to stick these to the end. And some of them are a little long, but I'll just trim it all down once I get them attached. So I'm going to just attach it to the paper. Let's do this. I think I kind of want it this way. And we're going to get it to the edge of the white. Okay, this goes in the middle, that goes like that. So we'll just do a little space here. Not a big space, but a little bit of space. Okay. And a little bit of space. Okay. And then one here. Whoops. Like that. Okay, so there's that. Now let's just take our scissors, trim this off. This is a great way to use up scraps of pieces that you have, because I know you all have them. I know I have a whole stash too. Actually, I was going to bring my little stash of bits and bobs, and I did not. Alright, so let's take that out of the way. So I think I'm going to make a horizontal card. I'm going to obviously pop this up, but I want to add some stuff to it. I feel like I want some twine, since I have that sitting here. So let's do that. I'll just use the linen thread. This is my go-to. Like, this is almost like dimensionals. If I don't have enough dimensionals and or linen thread in my craft room at any time, I start to panic a little bit. Because I use them both a lot. Alright, so, and actually I don't think I ever make a card without dimensional, so that's like a given. Twine, there are some that I don't put twine on, but not often. Alright, so let's just tie this in a bow, because I clearly cut way too much. So we'll make a big bow for this one. Okay. Come on, sit, behave, little bow. There we go. And then I'll trim that a little bit. I kind of think I want some long ends. So we got that. I like it. I like it. I actually have one of these sitting right here too. This is actually from the Forever Florals, I think it's called. But that would kind of work, perhaps, for a sentiment. But I also want to add some greenery, I think, too. So let's, I'm just wondering, like, should I do it? No, we'll do it out of the cardstock. So maybe we should add some of that golden glow, like Sue says. We could do some in this, maybe. And then I want something that's kind of the lighter color, which might be nice. But I feel like I want a little more traditional green with it. Maybe this one. I like those two together, I think. I don't know if I'm going to love the golden glow with this, but we'll try. Maybe some white too, just to break up all the dark color. So let's go ahead and see what dyes we can use to kind of do some of these. Well, we could do the golden glow flowers, actually. That would work. And then maybe I'll do, I don't know, maybe I will throw in another color. Maybe these two for the greenery, those for the flower, and maybe one of these too for, I think I'll do this in white, actually. Not because that's realistic, but just because I think it'll give me a little pop that I need. We'll do this one in Seafoam. And we'll do this one in Mossy Meadow. And then I'll do these in the Golden Glow. So to do this, let's go ahead and cut some small pieces of each of these so I can run them at the same time. So, I'm just going to cut some small little pieces. And I probably have, I probably have partial pieces of these. Hang on. So I've got a little piece of sea foam. Here's a smaller piece of white. I'll just trim it down. And then mossy meadow. I do have some smaller pieces too. Let's see. There we go. Cut this. And then golden glow. I may not have. Oh, maybe I do. Let's see. I do. Perfect. Just so we're not cutting up a bunch of pieces. Okay. So let's go ahead and die cut some of these things. Grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Let me grab those here. Oh goodness. Okay. In case you haven't done this before, we'll do this together. Oh my goodness. This guy needs a little bath. Let me fix my computer because it's freaking out a little bit. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put the platform in my machine with the cutting mat, your plate 1 and 2 plus your cutting mat. And then we'll see how many of these we can get on here. I think I said I was going to do this in Mossy Meadow. And I was going to do this in Seafoam and this in white. So we'll do these first. Make sure they don't overlap at all. And then a cutting mat on top. There we go. And we'll roll that through. I'm actually going to roll it in both directions. It should pop pretty easily, but that will just make it a little bit easier. Okay. All right. So now we got one. And you can even save this for like a negative kind of thing. Like I feel like you could use those on a project. Maybe I'll save them in my Costa Rica file. All right, so they're still all stuck in the dies right now, but I'll take those out in a minute. I'm just going to go ahead and do this part as well. And I think there's actually a center piece, so I'm going to do that at the same time. Where's my centers? They're right here. And I'm going to just do those in white as well. Actually, I've got this little piece here. So let's roll that back, and I'm just going to do that as well. So I have all of those little bits cut. So we'll roll that through. Hi, Anne. I saw that you popped in. Alright, so I'll take that out. And this out. Oh, I don't want to lose that. And then I got two of my little, these are teeny tiny guys. So I'm going to take those and carefully set those aside somewhere where I won't lose them. And then we'll move this out of the way. Okay. So let's pull apart all our bits and pieces. I think sometimes working with scraps is great because it actually forces you to be creative and maybe make something you wouldn't have because you're trying to make that piece of paper work, right? So if you have all the paper in the world, you can do whatever you want. But if you're just trying to use a little scrap piece, it makes you be a little bit more creative about the layout you do. All right, so we got that and that. I don't know, part of me is thinking I should have probably had two of one color, like maybe two of those. I might cut out one more. I don't know, we'll see. Let me get this other center out here. I'm gonna put this away before I lose it. And then we have the little flowers. I'm gonna put these off to the side here. One trick too, you can actually throw your die. I'm not gonna do it with these because these are all so little and sometimes that will pop them out. But I'm just gonna pop them out over here on the side of the table so I don't lose any of them. Okay. And then I think I am going to go ahead and cut one more of the green. I've got enough paper here, so I just feel like I'm going to want like another piece of this. So I'm just going to do that off screen really quick with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. All right. Okay, so now I have all these little bits and pieces. Whoops, come on, there it goes. And we've got our card kind of laid out here. I'm actually really liking this idea. So we've got this. This will be our sentiment. I'm not going to attach that yet. But I'm going to kind of layer some of these under here. Like in a little cluster, so to say. And maybe this one can be here. Come on, cooperate with me. Kind of poking out there, and then we'll also put it maybe over here. Is that going to be too much? No, I kind of like that. And then we can kind of sprinkle the flowers in. I might trim that down after, but I kind of like that. So now what would have been really smart is for me to put adhesive sheets on these, but I did not. So I think I'm going to just kind of cheat, and I'm going to hold these in place. I'm going to flip these up a little bit and stick some adhesive under here and just tack them into it so that they stay put. Okay, and I'll do that here. Totally like being lazy about this. There. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing down here. Just kind of a little bit of adhesive to hold that down. I'm going to trim some of these ends off. Okay, let's kind of attach that. This one I don't really care as much because it's going to have a thing on top. So there we go. And now I can actually add a little liquid glue to any of these areas it's kind of popping up to. I could have gone through the effort of actually doing dimensional too, but it's just easier to do it this way. This glue is running out. I don't need a lot though. Put that down. Let's put this down. Okay. And then we'll just kind of stick this guy down too. Okay. Oops. Stay put, mister. So we'll definitely put the sentiment on with dimensionals, but let's hope that there's a sentiment that actually fits in here. So let me do this. I'm going to put my little leaves away here first. Okay, and then let's look at the stamp set and see what would fit here. Maybe this one. Still kind of a little, but I think that's going to fit the best. Or the Thankful for You actually would be good. Let's use Thankful for You. And I might actually use the this piece for a little texture. So, whoops, come back here. So, that'll fit. It's the block I have handy. And then we'll use this one. Okay, and I'm gonna just do a little tone on tone stamping. So let's go ahead and take this, and I do want it to be light enough that you can stamp over it without it being too crazy. So I might actually do twice off, just to kind of give a little texture, but still be able to stamp over it so that you can see the sentiment. Does that make sense? All right, so, and then for the sentiment, I was thinking Secret C, but I don't know where my Secret C is. Did I use that over the weekend or yesterday for class? I'm not sure. So let's do, I really want Secret C. Let's see if I can find it. I don't even remember what cards we did yesterday. Oh, look at that. It's right in the first box. All right, so I'm going to do this. I love this color. It's like my new favorite color. I use it more than Night of Navy, and Night of Navy was always my favorite blue. I'm just going to stick this in the middle. Okay. And then we're going to do, let's assemble some of these little flowers that we have. Okay. So just a little liquid glue is probably the best way to do this. So I'm going to just put those two go together. I think these two go together. And then those two. Actually, maybe these two. Yeah. I don't think it really matters that much, but I'm going to use those two together. And we'll do this. And then, I don't know if it goes, I think it goes this way. Yeah, we're going to do that. It's the way it goes together now, because that's the way I'm going to do it. So then we're just going to layer these flowers together. Oops. That's what I love about the Tombow glue. It's very forgiving. So, all right, we got those. And then we got this one. And then we have the little tiny, teeny centers. So let me just add a little more glue again to the tops of these. Okay, whoop, oh dear. Still good. And then I'm going to actually use my, this guy doesn't want to stay in here lately. Come on. Lock you in. Okay, and then I'm going to use my embellishment tool. It just flew out again. I don't know what its problem is. It's ornery. I'm going to attach that. Like that. And then we'll take this. Put it there. This is where your embellishment tool is a big plus. Okay. So that's that. Now, I'm definitely going to pop this panel up with some dimensionals. I'm going to pop this sentiment up with some dimensionals. I think I'm going to do it a little lower so it covers the bottom of that. Like that. And then I'm thinking maybe we put the flowers here. And come on. Maybe here. And maybe here. Like that. Whoop! Come on. Like that. I think that'll be pretty. Yes? Do we like this? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull this down here and attach these. Let's put this guy here first. We could use some little mini dimensionals for some of this too. But I think I'm going to pop up this panel and this panel, so I'll leave these flat just so there's not so much bulk. And we'll do this. And then when I'm done, I'm going to show you some other cards made with this paper, because I do think it is really beautiful and doesn't get the credit it deserves. I think sometimes really loud, bold paper like this looks too intimidating to play with, but I think using it in small little bursts is the best way to use it. Or at least using the bold patterns in like little amounts is usually a good plan, right? But I'll show you a few different designs. I actually have a couple of swap cards from the incentive trip this year, and I have a couple that I made at the beginning of the catalog period. Speaking of that, the May through August catalog is coming to a close. So if you have anything in this one that you still would like, you may want to grab those during the 2x rewards tomorrow through Friday. And also a lot of the paper in that one is actually part of the sale. So including this one. So you'd be able to get a discount on some of that. And like I said, I'm definitely going to stock up on some of this paper because I think it's perfect for Costa Rica. Any tropical vacation really would be great. I feel like I put that on crooked and now it's going to be Oh, it's gonna have to be what it is because it'll rip all the leaves. Shoot. Oh well. It's handmade. It's fine. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead. What did I do with that? Oh, they're over here. I'm gonna attach this with some dimensionals as well. And then we might as well just do the inside while we're here, right? Because I got some scraps, and I think that's a great way to use up your scraps too, is to decorate the inside. So let's just see what we can do with that. And I thought about maybe putting this panel on a white. Should I do a white border on this, around this guy? Or should I leave it plain? Well, let's just leave it. But I feel like that could look really cool, like a little white border. But I'm going to leave it for now. Let's cut a inside for this, and then we will decorate that as well. So I'm just going to do a 4 by 5 1/4. And maybe we'll do a little stamping in it too. Let's do some of that really light crumb cake in the lower corner. I'm going to do a little cluster in the bottom. So I'm going to just do 1, 2, and then we'll just kind of 3. And actually, I might try and go all the way across here. And then 1 more. Okay. And then I'm thinking maybe this. Oh, shoot. It goes this way. Haha. Let's do it this way. I was doing it as a... We'll do it this way. So then we'll make this piece go like this. Do I like the orange? I think I like that peach piece. And then maybe, because I'm getting super fancy, let's go... let's do this. We'll tape this down like this. It's a little shy, so I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Or, you know what, maybe I'll do is I'll just trim this down. We'll make it a little smaller. Nobody will know. There we go. And I'll just trim off this edge too to kind of even that out. Okay. Like that. And then I'm thinking, so we have thankful for you. And I'm going to put you make the world a better place inside. With the same Night of Navy. Or not Night of Navy. Secret Sea. And like that. Okay. And then it looks like there was a dog fur on my sentiment. So it's got a little line on it. Yep, there was. Gotta love that. Well, it is what it is, my friends. I could also turn it over and do it again, but it's not that bad. I could probably even... Let's see if I can take some of that out in the middle. That's the only part that's really noticeable. There we go. Good as new. Alright. So there we have that. And I'm going to tape that down. And I was kind of thinking maybe I'll stamp a little butterfly too. Let's do... See, I feel like the bigger one is a better size, but I like this one better. I think it's cuter, so... Let's just do this one. And we'll do it in maybe crumb cake. Let's do it in crumb cake. I've got that right here. We'll do it in full strength though. Like that. And I could color it. I think there's a die for this. There is. But I can probably just do this just as fast. So we're going to fussy cut this. Maybe add a little color to it. I don't know. I'm going all out with this one. I was going to actually do a scrapbook page for you guys today, but my printer was giving me a hard time. I wanted to print some of my troll pictures because I also think this paper would be good for our troll hunting adventures, like especially the greenery stuff, like the, you know, like this kind of thing, the more simple side. But my printer was not cooperating, so hopefully I can get it to cooperate and get those printed out, and maybe next week we'll do some scrapbooking. Because, of course, that is a fabulous use of paper. All right, so now we can stick this in here. You could pop it up, but I'm not gonna. It's inside the card, so I don't want it to be too bulky. I'm just gonna stick it right like that. And then maybe just add a little touch of soft sea foam in here. Like that. And that's the light. Let's go ahead and grab the darker. We'll make his body a little bit darker. And do some little. There. Okay. So now we have that. And the front, and there we have it. Super cute, right? I love this paper. I think it's got a lot of good uses. Let's go ahead and look at some other samples, and then I'll let you go. So as a reminder, 15% off select papers and cardstock through the end of the month, and starting tomorrow, the 19th through the 21st, which is Friday, you can get 2 times rewards on all of your orders too. So instead of getting 10% back in rewards in your Stampin' Up! Rewards account, you'll get 20% back in rewards for your future spending, which will be just in time for this beauty, which comes out at the beginning of next month. So you'll have extra goodies to spend in the new catalog. So it's a win-win-win, you guys. So these are some of the ones I have made with this this line previously, this paper. So this one was really super simple. I just cut the butterfly from the paper and then used another piece to do a banner. And then I have this one, which again, a little cluster of stuff and some flowers. I feel like that one's on crooked too. I don't know. And then there's this one that used the flower from the stamp set, and it opens kind of different, but it gives a really good showing of that paper. And then I got some swap cards. This one is from Cheryl Levinson, and she did this for the Alaska Incentive Cruise. This was her swap card. I just want to see how it opens because it looks like, yeah, look at it. It's a fun fold. That's really cool. So she did a fun little flap card. Really nice. That's a lot of work to do 26 times, I think we had to do. So it's amazing. Actually, I think we only did 15 this time around. All right, and then this is my friend Karina. She also did a fun fold, I believe. So this is the front, and then the top, or when you open it, it's got like that fun little easel kind of thing. Again, a lot of work for a swap card, but so pretty, right? So there you go. Bunch of different projects using this paper. I don't know if it's up your alley or not, but definitely check out the website. There's lots of good papers on sale, 15% off for the rest of the month, and some cardstock colors. So if you need to stock up, there's also some two-tone. And then, of course, we have the 2 times reward Wednesday through Friday. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Have a great week. Bye for now.